All right, thanks for tuning in to Leading Forecasts and quite an interesting storm developing here. Let's go on over to the current satellite, and you can see this is a big storm getting wrapped up out here. And then we have our upper level system trying to come through here, and a lot of rain right now associated out through here. We haven't seen change over to snow yet across the eastern portion of the United States, but that'll change over the next 24 or so hours with this system coming right back through here. Let's go on over. You can see all the moisture. Here's your little low sitting, or large low, I should say, sitting here, and all the moisture wrapping around it, and the next system coming back out through the plains here, and eventually that system is going to end up kind of, if you will, kind of feeding off this system here, and we'll show you that here in a second. Watches and warnings going up right now. We do have winter weather advisories in effect, really more across this area here, where we do have winter weather advisories in effect up here, but also winter storm warnings more up into this area where they're expected to get more snow or higher accumulations of snow and still have very, very heavy winds, and also winter storm watches and warnings up across the Northeast. Let's go on over, and we're going to actually pull this down and show you. This is radar right now, and you can see here's all that rain out across the eastern portion of the United States, and here's the snow. This is actually all falling as snow out across the Midwest, and that's going to be, it doesn't look like much now, but that's going to be a big time storm as we get into the afternoon hours tomorrow. Going on over, we'll go to the forecast models. We're going to do this a little differently. We're going to kind of take this day by day here and get you an understanding of what's going to happen. This is tomorrow afternoon. Here's your kind of your low pressure system sitting up here. Another one trying to develop off the coast here. But that'll be your primary one. And this is getting the lake effect machine cranking up. Look at this snow down towards Gary, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, even down towards Fort Wayne, maybe even Terre Haute, really cranking up some serious snow off of the lakes here. And that's going to make for some very high snow accumulations out across portions of this area. And then by tomorrow afternoon, also snow starting to change over back here across Tennessee, Kentucky, even up towards Virginia. We'll start to see the snow change over late tomorrow afternoon. And then taking a look, this is the 500 millibar chart, and you can see here's this trough coming off here with the 500 millibar energy by early tomorrow morning, but it's this system that's going to come through and kind of feed off of this system eventually, and that's going to really deepen as it starts to get up into this area, and that's why we see a lot of vertical momentum, and we start to see the snow developing, and that's where we're going to get a lot of our accumulation. In fact, you can see this is by tomorrow afternoon. Here's your 500 millibar low. A lot of wind coming around the bottom of this vortex here, you can see coming out of the south and eventually going to push up here, and that's going to help bring some snow out across this area here over the next 48 hours or so. This is tomorrow. We were showing you the snow here that's coming down, and you can see heavy at times, and our big concern here isn't necessarily the snow, but it's the winds. In fact, we'll zoom in on some of this, and you can see the winds. This is out across Cleveland down towards Indiana over towards Chicago. Very, very high winds. In fact, some places could see as much as 35 to 40 mile per hour gusts with this. And our big concern is going to be drifting snow as well as very, very low visibilities as we get into Thursday night and early Friday morning. And then as we get into early Friday morning, here's that low pressure system centered off here. Very heavy snow breaking out from Buffalo over towards Pittsburgh and all the way off to the East Coast towards New York. Snow still falling across Michigan, Chicago, northern Indiana, really all the way down across this area, still getting in on the snow, but the heaviest snow coming down into here. The big thing is going to be the snow to rain ratio, because we're going to have such cold air that it's going to, instead of being like 10 inches of snow to 1 inch of rain, we could change it over to as much as 20 or 25 inches of snow per 1 inch of rain. So that is a very, very high number. And then as we get into late Friday, this is Friday afternoon, here's your low pressure system, your front sitting out through here, snow going all the way up through Maine, very heavy snow in fact, and still getting the lake effect snow coming off of the Great Lakes here, spreading all the way through the Midwest as well as the Northeast here. As far as the Thursday night, rapid freeze up expected from, say, Louisville up towards Cleveland, all the way through Pennsylvania, snow across the majority of the Northeast, And some of these places out here, like maybe I-70 in Indiana northward, are going to experience near blizzard conditions at times. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised up towards Chicago, Milwaukee, and even up towards Gary, Peoria, even up towards Rockford, Illinois. Those places could see blizzard conditions, especially if those winds crank up. We're just waiting to see the new models here as they do come in. But I tell you what, overall, this is as we get into Saturday here. We still got the lake effect coming in with this little clipper system. And our overall snow potential, we'll zoom in on this. I think this may be a little low. We'll have to wait and see in some places. But down towards the eastern side of Lake Michigan, as much as a foot in places, 3 to 6 inches down here. And then from about I-70 area, southern Indiana northward, 1 to 3 inches. And the thing is, you got to realize with this, it's not going to be necessarily the amount of snow as the potential for very, very high winds blowing a very light, fluffy snow. So, you know, this is going to be a very serious situation with that snow blowing all around. It's going to really cut down on, as far as clearing roads, it's also going to cut down on what you can see in front of you. So some places could see whiteout conditions. For all of you guys watching in Indiana, I'm actually going to, after this, going to go ahead and go into some more forecast models and use the latest stuff and kind of go down to what's going to happen in Indiana and the surrounding area instead of getting such a broad outlook. So anyways, that's all we have for now. You can view this on swiftchaseteam.com or thedailyforecast.net. We do have, like I said, a local forecast for Indiana, some more to come.